Welcome back to Mac Talks of Football, and Benjamin Sesko is a highly wanted man after he has expressed his desire that he wants to leave RB Leipzig. It's a bit late if I'm being very honest with you. There was a club that really wanted him, but at that moment in time, Sesko did not make any move, to try to get out of Leipzig. I personally think, that his agent and Leipzig, I think they overplayed their hand. They thought Arsenal were really gonna go in for him and pay over the top for him, but unfortunately for them, it did not happen, and Arsenal moved on. But now Sesko has openly said that he wants to leave Leipzig, and there are clubs in demand. Mainly Newcastle United, and for today Manchester United have jumped in the race for Benjamin Sesko. They want to sign him, they want to bring in a striker, and they are gonna go ahead and fight for Benjamin Sesko with Newcastle United. This is getting bizarre, as bizarre as it could for Sesko, for Newcastle, and for Manchester United. This is a weird one, to be very honest with you. As I said before, everybody knew Arsenal were really in for Benjamin Sesko, and at that time Sesko's camp really stayed quiet. They really did not do anything, and Arsenal moved on, and it felt like, and it looked like that he was going to stay at Leipzig. And then he comes out, suddenly that he wants to leave, and then Newcastle jump right in it because Isaac said that he wants to leave, and it is looking increasingly likely that Isaac is going to go ahead and leave Newcastle United and join Liverpool. And then Newcastle, of course, they want to bring in Sesko as a replacement for Alexander Isaac, and they are willing to pay a good amount of money. But now with Manchester United jumping into this deal, trying to bring Sesko in. It is a weird one. I sort of understand Newcastle why they want to go ahead and bring in him, because they are losing such an important player as Isaac. And as I said before, I think Sesko coming into Newcastle, I think that will be a really good and smart signing for Newcastle United. I've always said that Sesko is a really great player. I think he's on the upward trajectory. He's gonna improve Newcastle United, and Newcastle United is gonna improve Sesko as well. He's quite a young player as well, as I said, and he is going to be, his price tag is 90 million euros, which I don't think is worth 90 million right now. I think he's a 60 million, 70 million players, but he has the potential to be a 100+ million player in a couple of years, and I think Newcastle are right to invest in him at the moment, if they really want to, and if he is willing to come to them. The weird one is Manchester United coming in as well. I argue Manchester United are in all sorts of trouble at the moment. They have tried to sign at least now 5 to 6 strikers, and all of them have said no to them, and they have not been able to get them over the line. And now they are seeing another one coming. It feels like nobody's really thinking at the moment at Manchester United. Whenever a new striker appears in the market, Manchester United go and try to sign him. It feels like they're just trying to it feels like hitting something on the wall and hoping that it sticks on the wall. It feels like Manchester United are going about it that way. I don't really understand why they would want Sesko. They brought in Hoyland a couple of years ago, and he did not work out. Now they are willing to let him go. They're trying to do the same thing with Sesko as well. They're thinking maybe he's going to come in and he's going to help us out, and he's going to be, our savior. I don't see that as well. I'm really impressed with the two signings that they have made in Cunha and Mbeumo, but I don't see, the Sesko thing, to be very honest with you. And I'll be very honest, if I am Benjamin Sesko, and if I'm finally deciding to leave RB Leipzig, I am going to look at the two clubs. Manchester United, as I said, are in all sorts of trouble. They have not won anything recently. They are not in the Champions League. There is so much mistrust among the fans, among the owners. The club is in a state of ruins at the moment, and there is no future at Manchester United. To be very honest with you, any club, any manager, any player who goes into Manchester United, instead of getting better, they become worse. I don't see, I don't remember any player or even a manager in the last 5 to 7 years who has gone to Manchester United and has become better. They are great in other clubs, and they go to Manchester United and they become dull. They lose everything good about them. They come out of Manchester United and they start playing, they become great again. Scott McTominay, Anthony, Van de Saka. I can keep on going with the names that the players that have left Manchester United and have become better. And I think Benjamin Sesko is going to look at that. And as I said, there is no European football at Manchester United. There is not going to be any chance of fighting for the top 4. There is not going to be chance for help for fighting for the title. I think a good top 10 finish is what Manchester United are going to be looking at this season. instead, if we compare that to Newcastle United, there is Champions League football. There's a big chance that they are going to fight again for the top four. They want to get into that, the talks of challenging for the title. They are still far away for that, but I still think there's much more better chance of having a good run at that top five, top four, qualifying for the Champions League consistently with Newcastle than it is for Manchester United. And he's going to come in and he's going to be the main guy, but there's not going to be that much pressure at Newcastle for Benjamin Sesko. So he's going to have that time to develop. And Eddie Howe is the type of guy that is going to help him develop. He loves working with the younger guys and molding him into big stars. There are so many examples already. What he did at Bournemouth, what he did at Newcastle United, and he's been doing for the last couple of years. And Isaac is one of those examples. I mean, he has what really he has turned Isaac into a really wonderful player. Eddie Howe is one of the reasons why Isaac is now in so much demand. So Benjamin Sesko is going to be looking at that as well. And in comparison to Manchester United, where there is going to be so much pressure, there's going to be so much demand from him from the get-go. And unfortunately for him, if he doesn't work out, it's going to be the same thing what happened to Rasmus Højlund. He's going to be on the way out in a couple of years. Instead, he can come to Newcastle United. He can play the Champions League football. And be the star man there at Newcastle United, and develop his career further. And Newcastle United themselves, I think, they know that if Isaac leaves, which I think is going to happen, they are going to make sure they get Benjamin Sesko. And I think now Sesko and his agent need to play smart, if I'm being very honest with you, because Leipzig are going to see this and they're going to see that Newcastle United and Manchester United, both of them are interested in Benjamin Sesko, and both of them at the moment are really desperate to sign a striker. And maybe Leipzig try to get as much money as out of him from this deal. But Sesko and his agent need to make sure that Leipzig are not the don't hamper another deal for Benjamin Sesko, as they already did with Arsenal. They need to make sure that Leipzig understand the situation as well. They don't demand that much, even though there is going to be a bidding war, because if Manchester United come in, they are going to try their maximum to sign Benjamin Sesko and bring him to Old Trafford. Newcastle United have the money as well, Manchester United have the money as well. So Leipzig could be looking at this opportunity and thinking, maybe we can get that 90 million after all. But I think I still don't think either of Newcastle United or maybe Manchester United, because when United get desperate, they start doing stupid things. They have done stupid things for the last 2-3 years, more than that. And that is why they are in so much trouble. And this could turn out to be another massive mistake from them if they go ahead and pay about 90 million euros for Benjamin Sesko, because he's not worth it. Till now he's not worth it. He might sorry about that, he's not worth it at the moment, but he might become worth it later on. But as of now, he's not a 90 million pound player. But as I said, Newcastle United and Manchester United both in for Benjamin Sesko, and this is going to be a saga that is going to last for the next 2-3 weeks. And Sesko has to make up mind where he's going to go, and then the fees and all of that. We are going to be keeping tabs on this story. Let me know what you guys think of this entire scenario. Where should Benjamin Sesko go? Should he go to Manchester United? Should he go to Newcastle United? And as a Newcastle fan, as a Manchester United fan, are you happy with this deal? Do you think that Sesko should come to your club, or do you think it's you should not be paying that much amount of money for Sesko? Let me know in the comment section below. Like the video, share it as well, click on the notification bell, and of course subscribe to the channel. Until next time, bye bye.